YouTube losing major advertisers upset with videos. Racist content prompts big exodus from YouTube. Big advertisers flee YouTube hate speech. Brands boycott YouTube after ads appear on racist content. Advertising boycott of YouTube broadens as Pepsi, Walmart, Starbucks withdraw ads. YouTube is facing a full-scale advertising boycott over hate speech. YouTube's ad problems finally blow up in Google's face. YouTube hate videos haunt advertisers on YouTube. Advertisers are fleeing YouTube to avoid directly funding creators of hateful content. Amid an advertiser exodus, even YouTube's own ads are running on vile content. Irish firm proposes solution to YouTube advertiser concerns. Google's bad week. YouTube loses millions as advertising row reaches US. Advertisers demand Google discounts after YouTube backlash.
Called it. Called it. I warned you people. The second I saw everybody coming after PewDiePie and the extent at which people who paid tons of money to have access to guys like him were willing to lose out on their entire investment just to distance themselves from them. Disney bought the studio that PewDiePie worked under, the, what do you call it, the media firm or whatever the fuck, the YouTube company that PewDiePie is affiliated with. They bought that company just to have access to PewDiePie. And then they cut him. Because, ooh, Nazi! At this point, my criticism is not for social justice. My criticism isn't for YouTube. My criticism isn't for companies like Disney even, but just to the people making these decisions. The specific people who, in their desperate attempt to protect their brand security, they would just throw away the power of their advertisements. I am stunned. I honestly did not expect this to happen. I say I called it, but I didn't think it was going to be this bad. Because, as I said in my previous video, YouTube is the place to advertise on video content. Forget television, forget the news. It's YouTube. YouTube is where all the views are. And how many times have I said, and still to this day stand by, that there is not, and I repeat, not a direct correlation between social justice warrior outrage and loss of revenue. There just isn't. There hasn't been an industry that hasn't survived their attack. I mean, only social organizations, only like the atheist conference networks that run atheist conference have suffered from this. Only like universities have had degradation to their extracurricular activities. Social justice warriors haven't been able to prop up social justice warrior targeted content like the Ghostbusters 2016, nor have they successfully been able to damage industries like the video game industry, or the metal music industry, or the rap music industry. They haven't succeeded in destroying anything. And, I mean, they've succeeded in destroying individual reputations of individual people online, but they have never made anybody lose a substantial amount of money. They just haven't. So, my criticism right now, my condemnation and my bitter and baffled confusion is that these advertisers pulling their ads. Nobody cares. The ads are just as valid anywhere. People don't correlate advertisers with content. They just don't. They fucking don't. They really don't. They might correlate endorsements with products, but they don't correlate commercials with content. There's just no, I swear to God, I defy anybody to prove that this is a smart move. This is ridiculously stupid. This is dumb as fuck. And at the end of the day, I don't think that any of these companies are going to gain any money from this kind of move. I can't say for certain whether or not they'll lose any. But I'll tell you who's going to lose in this, and that's really the ultimate targets of this bullshit. Alternative content creators on YouTube. At the end of the day, YouTube is going to suffer because content creators are going to suffer. And who knows what the fuck is going to happen to these advertisers. But I guarantee you that advertisers aren't going to gain any particular goodwill with the company, the public over this. How long have all of us been desensitized to advertisers in general, who consider them a sort of benign, sleazy shyster in all of our lives? Most of us, we DVR things and we fast forward through their commercials and we skip their ads on YouTube and we don't fucking care. And no matter how many times we see multiracial couples on Cheerios and fucking Coca-Cola showing us all these hip black people, and nobody fucking cares. Nobody's impressed by that shit except for social justice warriors. And they're a minority. They're a small minority. They're a piss poor, incoherent, non-cohesive fucking market share. It doesn't pay to target them. History will not bear out that it pays to target social justice warriors. Social justice warriors don't buy as a demographic. They only boycott as a demographic, okay? You can only count on what will piss them off. You cannot count on what they will buy. And I assure you that these people are so fucking unprincipled that they'll buy shit that advertises to them in an improper and unjust way because they don't think like that. They're selfish and savage people. They're sadistic and self-interested. Okay? I don't think that there's any sort of monetary impact they can create, and that the amount of backlash that is created in advertisers and in people firing people and in pulling products off of market shelves has to do with fear, not with actual consequence. I don't think any actual consequence has ever been proven because companies have always ran scared and acted terrified rather than stand their ground and produce their content. Except for all the video gamers and metal music creators and alternative content creators who have continued to be successful and continued to stand either in abject defiance of social justice warriors or just ignored their demands to still great success. So this is a shame. This is sad. This is embarrassing. And this is the wrong side of history. Marxist, postmodernist, fucking communist pieces of shit are not going to win. Because ultimately they are anti-consumer. They're anti-free choice. And the same sort of technological revolution, the internet, and free exchange of ideas, and all of this shit that has allowed them to rise is the same thing that will limit any amount of success they could ever possibly have. Because people are too free to accept this kind of subjugation. People will buy what they want to buy, people will sell what they want to sell, and the people making a mistake are the people who are thinking that the social justice warriors have any real power. The only power they have comes from fear. It only comes when you believe them. If you disbelieve them and reject them, everything is fine. Thanks for watching.